Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the first ever Glitch official monthly AMA. My name's Aram. Here we've got Rohan in the house, Tuana, Diego, and
Hello,
and
everyone.
go
Hi.
ahead and introduce
Hi,
yourself,
everyone.
guys.
Hi, good morning, especially for me. Good afternoon and good day to everyone. Name's Tawana, Chief Operating Officer for Glitch Finance.
Hi, everyone. As usual, Rohan here. Um, Thanks a lot, Tuana, for joining us today at 3 a.m. your time. And Diego and Ram as well. Hi, Glitchers. Today's going to be fun.
Yes, indeed. Hi, everyone. I'm Diego from sunny Argentina, South America. I'm the lucky one. Here it's just 10 p.m. So the show is just starting.
And I'm Aram. I'm the marketing manager. I'm always around the chat and the community. So, and thanks for being here, everyone. Appreciate it. So, this is our very first YouTube Live AMA. So bear with us. It is recorded as well. So if you're unable to make it today, that's okay. You can always view it on our official YouTube channel, and we'll be sharing little clips of the highlights here on our social media channels, specifically on Twitter, and it'll be shared on Telegram. So again, everyone, welcome, and we'll jump
Yeah,
right into it.
just a heads up. Really sorry, guys. Sean has been very sick, so he might not be. He wouldn't be able to join today. I think he's down with COVID, and he's not in the best condition. So it's just going to be the four of us answering questions and hitting this off.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, cool. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump straight into it and get started. So, question number one, we're gonna kick off the call with questions first. We've got a few, and then we'll go into community questions. So, glitchers, if you've got a question for us, either hold off till the end, that's preferred, or if you want, you can drop it in the chat. I'll be collecting all the questions, and we'll address them at the very end. But just to get it kicked off, we're going to start with some frequently asked questions, specifically around phase two, single-sided staking, and some other things that have been brought up by the community. Okay, so question number one, basically, how is phase two going in terms of development and testing, including moving along with kurtosis engagements? Is March 14 still on track? So go ahead, Diego.
Let me get that one. So phase two is going as planned. March 14 certainly is on track. We are doing we are just polishing some bugs from that are outstanding non-blockers. I mean, no priority one bugs, but we are going forward with the development in one hand, and in the other hand with the testing. We are doing manual tests for now, and with kurtosis, our goal is to finalize the SOW, the scope of work, during this week, and to onboard an automated tester in our team, automation engineer, during, I don't think next week, but the other week. So we are definitively will be kicking off the kurtosis engagement sometime within the next 10 days. So after that, we will start with the automation tests using their framework. I hope this answered the question.
Cool. Thank you very much, Diego. Appreciate the update in regards to that. So let's go ahead and move over to question two. So upon phase two, what can users expect when setting up test validators and use products? And will users be able to see their test validators confirming transactions on the Test and Explorer? And if not, what can you tell them to set up the expectations, basically, is the question for phase two.
Okay, give me that one too. So they will be able to run nodes and to run as validators on testnet, of course. And the products that we will have ready in phase two, that's March 14, will be the Explorer, the Faucet, and the wallet. So we will be providing a couple of guidelines, so anyone will be able to just go ahead and with a minimum amount of knowledge, technical knowledge. I mean, you know, you do not need to be like a hacker in order to do that. Will be able to set up their own nodes and start playing around in testnet, and of course, seeing the transactions flowing in the Explorer.
Cool. And so the Explorer, because some users are asking this question as well, that Explorer, will it be released in the phase 2 as well? So they'll be able to see everything through that Explorer, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Cool. Sounds great. Cool. Let's move over to the next question if there's no additions to the question then, right? So question number 3, is the Glitch team still actively speaking to developers of new and existing dApps to deploy Glitch after phase 4? And are there any developer programs apart from Glitch grants to incentivize growth and development as well? So we'll shoot this question over to Rohan and or Tuan as well to answer.
Yeah, and then you can pre up if I miss out on anything. So with regards to the developer programs, yes, we're working on multiple strategies to involve the developers working on new and existing dApps to consider Glitch as an integration. Firstly, like you mentioned, the grants program is pretty evident by facilitating funds and help to, fasten the process. I mean, funds and help from the team to fasten the process. In addition to that, ever since once the public launch, ever since the public launch, ever since the Glitch token actually went live, we have been actively seeking and establishing purposeful partnerships with plans that once we go live, the partners will start building on us. Then there was the collaboration with Jeepu. I reckon, they've done about a dozen or so IDOs until now, raises, and surely more in the future, which then opens the doors to a lot more projects that would consider building on Glitch through partnership together. We're also focusing on or pushing in the regional communities to build in the region, in specific regions, to build developer communities and educate the people about Glitch and Glitch under the hood in order to onboard more and more developers. Did I miss out on anything, or?
No, I'm pretty sure you hit the nail on the head there. What I wanted to add in regards to that is that on the background we are talking to, and I know a lot of people here like NFTs, right? And so of course at some point there's going to be NFTs on Glitch at some point, right? But I was talking to a few people, artists who are actually interested on launching on Glitch before even considering launching on any other blockchain like Ethereum. And I was talking to a couple people. So while this is not really confirmed information at all, it's just something that we're thinking about. We're talking to these people who are interested in doing some NFTs, and perhaps we can do some on the Glitch network at some point, like we did Plebes on Ethereum. I know we did an NFT collaboration back in November 2021, and it was a huge success. So maybe that's something that we can carry into the future. But of course, it's a work in progress that I'm still thinking about, and the whole team is still thinking about too. So that's for my side. Is there anything else?
I do have a small little bit that I would like to drop over here with regards to the whole NFT platform and whatnot. We are sorts of in talks with a project or a few projects out there who are looking to integrate on Glitch immediately, like once phase 4 is live. So that's going to be very interesting.
Cool. Yeah, that's definitely of interest for a lot of people. So the next question aligns well with one community question, and that's single-sided staking. So let's go over there and jump into that topic, because that has been a very frequently asked question by our community. And so this question basically is there any estimated APY percentages for the, well, actually, first of all, is there going to be a single-sided staking initiative out this month or at all? And number two, is there any estimated APY percentages for the single-sided staking initiative? And the third part of that question is it only going to be on Ethereum, or is it going to be on another chain like Binance Smart Chain?
Yeah, so there is going to be single-sided staking this month, as Sean announced in the video with Hobie. We touched up on it, and he dropped quite a few important information over there. Although with regards to the APY, we do not have a final number on it yet, but it is something that we are currently working on, and will be able to give more details by next week. With regards to the chain, that the smart contract, the single-sided staking smart contract will be on. Initially, it is going to be ETH. ETH is what we are considering, since that's where most of our glitch holders are. But we are also exploring possibilities to make the staking work on different EVM-supported chains, for sure.
Great. And just to make clear for the community, can you tell them the difference between the single-sided staking initiative that's coming up and the LP staking initiative that will be coming up with Depot as well? Because I know that there's some confusion between that pool and the upcoming pool.
Yeah, I think that's pretty simple and straightforward. In the single-sided staking initiative that we're working on, right, you just take your glitch and receive glitch. Straightforward, simple, that's it. In the initiative that we are working on with Depot, we are currently actually figuring out in order to provide liquidity, right? What users do is go on Uniswap and provide glitch and WETH pair to get those LP tokens, which you take and then you stake on the Depot platform. So that's something that we're working on with Depot, where you stake the LP tokens. How do you get these LP tokens? By providing liquidity on Uniswap. Now, that would be either glitch ETH or glitch Depot. That is something that we are finalizing. So these are the two key differences. With Depot, we are going to be staking LP, which you get from Uniswap. With the other platform, the users will only stake their glitch and receive glitch.
Great. Thanks for the clarification, Rohan. And hopefully you guys were able to grasp that understanding between the LP pool and the other pool that we're creating, so that you can put your glitch to work and get rewarded, right? And that's always exciting as well. Okay, cool. So let's jump into the next question regarding the revenue sharing model and the GEX. And this has been a pretty frequent question, basically ever since the migration to Substrate. And I know a lot of you glitchers, you guys want an expansion on how the revenue sharing model works with the GEX. And so this has been a very frequent question. We are also working on putting together an article and a couple infographics to make it clearer. But we do have our COO and our CTO here on the AMA to go into some further details right now. So basically, can you expand on the GEX and the revenue sharing model, and how are the two connected, and how will the GEX liquidity providers be incentivized? So Diego and Tuana, over to you.
All right, thanks. I'll take this and shoot it over to Diego to add anything I missed. So I understood that this is a very common question. It's been asked over and over again since we announced the actual revenue sharing idea or protocol. The concept is, on a high level, is relatively straightforward. Applications, dApps on our platform will have the ability and be incentivized to do so and share revenue to the platform. This will be made easy through a couple of layers of protocols or smart contracts or whatever that will help convert whatever tokens or coins are shared with the protocol into glitch in order to reward it through the existing network or framework within the protocol to validators and stakers and nominators. Okay, so basically that's what I define as the network. Okay, what the GEX does is enable that to happen effectively. Okay, so in order to get glitch, you need an exchange with someone who's selling the glitch. So GEX will provide those platforms and multiple pairs so that we can be agnostic from what sort of coins and tokens can be shared with revenue as revenue share. So the idea is that a dApp would sign up through a nice, beautiful interface or UX, and we would automate the program through our API product, which is connected through nodes and a couple of things just to do all that data processing quite easily. And it will have quite a bit of flexibility as the product grows or evolves. But essentially, a dApp would share, let's say, pool token, and we'll share it through the revenue share protocol. That protocol will automatically communicate with the GEX, exchange it for a glitch token. That glitch token will go to wallet B or wallet A. That details are not necessary at this point, and that will then be pushed towards the sublayer or the network in order to share it to them, which is the reward system. Okay, and that way, what we're doing is basically creating demand pressure for glitch, because that's the best and most effective way to share it with the rest of the network, and while exchanging or selling the tokens that have been shared with the revenue share protocol. That's essentially how it works. Those are the mechanics. All right.
Okay, cool. Appreciate it. Thanks, Tawana. Diego, did you have anything to add, or is it all good?
No, our COO explained it perfectly. I cannot. I cannot make it better.
Generous.
Sounds great.
Thank you, Diego. Appreciate
it. Well, thanks for answering that question. All right, let's move on to the next here. So the next question is going to be pretty exciting, of course, and it's something that we're all interested in, and everyone's always interested in talking about here. So we'll go one by one. Basically, besides the phase 2 launch, what exciting tech or marketing things or updates are in the pipelines? Anything that the team can share? What are we excited about? Diego, anything that you can share?
Sorry, I didn't find the mute button. So I'm excited about there is a new tech that we are currently doing some kind of experimentation. So I cannot give you lot of details. It is related with kind of decentralized database for off-chain data, and that will be very helpful for the dApps. So the current situation right now is that on-chain is pretty expensive to store 1 bit of data on-chain. So you need to, when you are creating, and this is good for the developers, for all the developers out there. So there is this new trend of decentralized databases. In the same way as IPFS, if maybe it's too technical, the interplanetary file system, there is the concept of the database file system. So the next level, and this is something that we're experimenting so we can create some good tech in that regard, it's to provide some kind of API or access for anyone who is going to be developing a dApp to be able to leverage a truly decentralized database. And that is one of the missing pieces. I mean, there are a lot of missing pieces in this space, but this is one of the things that is really excites me, because that will allow us to go to another level in the dApps development. So that's all I can say for now.
Cool. Thanks. Thanks, Diego. Yeah. So in terms of the things in marketing, here's our, sorry, Tawana. were you gonna say something?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's gonna be pretty cool. I'm actually quite excited about that as well. To add from my side, I think generally it's scaling everything that we're doing, optimization and execution. And I think I say this all the time. I think that's where my real passion lies, and looking forward to that happening because it just adds value across the board. So really excited about. We got some great new, a couple of well, got one great new hire that just came on board. Really excited about him, and we've got a couple of hires coming through in the next 3 months. So yeah, a lot's happening in Glitch and only to make it better. So really excited about that and everything we'll achieve.
I think from a business side, I would like to add a few, just three things that I'm kind of excited about. One is regional expansion, very important. Community-led growth, which is something that we are working on, and advocate incentives. It's going to be sweet. Aram, do you want to fill into that?
Yeah, well, I don't want to talk too much to ruin the surprise here, but yeah, we've been integrating our advocates a lot more, as you guys can see. They've been doing a lot more over the last couple of weeks. They're going to continue to do a lot more. We just had a meeting with them. We've got an official monthly call in about a week and a half, et cetera, et cetera. So lots coming into pipelines with advocates, and I'm really excited to start engaging with them a lot more. And we are going to be expanding our regional communities, reprioritizing some communities as well, expanding. And we have a huge marketing push coming up this year as we progress through each phase. And so that'll be exciting for us. And it'll be exciting to see all the tech updates roll out and see the campaigns on the backs of that as well. And in what we're doing in marketing, one thing that I'm really excited about is our explainer videos. We've got our explainer videos they're being developed now, and I think that we can release them in the coming weeks or in the next month. Again, I don't want to put timelines on that, but they are coming soon, and we're going to be sharing those explainer videos on our social media, which will expand on tech as well on top of that. So for me, that's what's exciting for me, as well as our advocate push, regional expansion push, and our marketing push that will come as we progress through each tech phase. On top of that, the roadmap breakdown, we're also still making. It's being finalized as well. It's very, very close to completion, and I'm excited to also get that approved and published live on the glitch.finance website. So all that is coming up and exciting. So does anyone else have anything else to share?
Oh, good.
No? Cool. All right, let's move on to the next question. And since we've got Tawana, our operations guy here, I wanted to direct this question a little bit more towards him, I guess, and everyone can chime in here on the backs of all this. So basically, what does Glitch hope to achieve in a few years' time, or in 5 years, right? What's the long-term vision of Glitch, and where do we want to be? Where do we see ourselves at?
Yeah, thanks, Aaron, for the question. I think when Sean set out to create this this product, this initiative, that vision really hasn't changed, and that's been to, hence the name, put a glitch in the system. But really being pragmatic, the idea was to provide a platform that was, removing barriers for people that can't really easily use the existing systems. There's a lot of people trying to do that out there, but also not just only do that in terms of access to it, especially in emerging markets, but also be very, very DeFi focused, right? So it's financial applications, really a lot of B2B stuff, long term, and enablement. So we're doing things that are deployable. Hence, like what Diego said earlier, he's excited about that database and API product, because that's just to make it a lot more a lot more utility to teams or products and developers to use our platform, and ultimately with the whole idea of making it very easy for end users to benefit from all the use cases that can happen on our platform. And that's all to do with cost of transactions, for example, speed, finality times, suitability, and security. Again, very financial DeFi focused, and access and affordability is a real key main underlying drivers for that. So in 5 years from now, I mean, it's not too far away. That time will come very quickly. But the whole idea is to be really ubiquitous in the whole space, and having a lot of emerging market user base, a larger base on those sort of sectors, the people who need a lot more and actually can benefit quite marginally more than anyone else. So that's really where the bigger vision is, right?
Cool. Thanks, Tawana. Appreciate you adding some info there and letting the community know, right? Cool. So we're going to go ahead and jump into some community questions. So this conversation was about 35 minutes or so, which does leave us with some time to answer some community questions. So I've been going through them, copying and pasting them. And so just for time's sake, we're not going to be able to go through all of the community questions because there was definitely a lot that were asked. But I have selected a few of them that I think are the most frequently or have been more asked than the others, right? And so we can go through those. And the other questions that have not been answered, I can individually get the answers for them and then shoot them across to you individually. Okay, so let's go through a few of them, and whoever knows the answer, please feel free to just shout it out. And if we don't know the answer, then we'll go ahead and work on getting it for the community members. And saying that you don't know is fine too, not a big deal, right? So here's a question: are we working on getting onto some more exchanges? Are we still talking to these people? I mean, I know that there's a certain amount that we can share, but Rohan, over to you. Juana, Diego, is there anything that we can share alongside of this?
There is a possibility of an exchange listing in the near future. I also see one other question with regards to Binance. Anything Binance with tight-lipped. I mean, it's for Sean to speak about it. So it's that kind of news is the best to come from there.
Cool, sounds good. So this next question is the V2 roadmap hasn't been finished yet? Question mark. I'm really looking forward to it. So this part of the question I had answered previously. Yes, it is still a work in progress. It's going to be released hopefully soon. We've got the design ready to go. We've got all the information pretty much ready to go. It's just got to be organized and go through a couple of approval processes before we start sending it to our designer and our vendor. So besides that, things are looking positive in regards to that. Timelines, I don't want to promise anything just because it's going to take just a little bit of time, but hopefully in the next couple weeks, that's the overall goal. But we'll keep you guys updated as we always have been, right? Cool. So this next question is, when are the developer documentation for Glitch will be available, and in what phase? Diego, are you able to answer that question?
Yes, I am. So we will start. I mean, we will be delivering incremental chunks of value. One of those, of course, is the documentation. We will be starting to deliver that in phase 3. So phase 3 is the first time that we will start to deliver a small amount of developer documentation.
Cool. Thanks. Cool. Thanks, Diego. Appreciate that. So I wanted to jump into this question because it's a little easy to answer here. So this is a marketing question for myself and Rohan. Any plans to create an Instagram or a TikTok channel in the Glitch marketing? I think it's huge to reach people. So I wanted to answer this question because I had a few marketing feedbacks and suggestion in regards to adding more social channels. So we do plan to expand more in the future, right? But we don't want to spread ourselves too thin in regards to this and in regards to social media channels. And it's very important for us to prioritize the channels that we know can hit home the hardest, basically. And this is around, you know, Twitter, Telegram, Discord, you know, these other channels that are very popular within the crypto industry. And expanding over to Instagram and TikTok too early right now is not in our best interest in regards to marketing. Now, at some point, we will, right? I mean, it'll be added there at some point. But at the same time, we have a specific target audience, and we're niche for DeFi, right? And so that's our initial target audience. And at some point, we will be expanding to more general audience. But long story short, yes, they will be added at some point, but no, not right now. Okay, so appreciate the question, but that's where we stand for now. Do we have any security or auditors ready to help with onboarding new projects after the phase 4 launch? Or is there anything that we can share in regards to onboarding dApps onto Glitch? And if it's too early, that's fine too.
Can I take it? I mean, we've obviously partnered with Cyber Unit and Zopolov now, and we are also in talks with one other potential partner who could be helping with this. But obviously, I cannot release any names or confirm anything at the moment.
Cool, sounds great. I appreciate it. And I think we have one other question here. For glitch holders, can glitch holders at dApps be rewarded as glitch holders? Well, you know, if you're a glitch holder, you know, it's going to be great anyways. You know, Glitch has a very bright future in regards to doing initiatives on different exchanges. You know, that's stuff that we can't share. But if we do have some activities or announcements planned with other exchanges, you'll be the first to know through our social media channels. Okay. Cool. Making sure I didn't miss any other questions here. Cyber strategy. I know here you've asked a lot of your questions. I'll be speaking to you about these as well. Let me see. Cool. I think that's about it. Oh, here we've got one other question here. Around let's see the clock. Okay, here. So this question is specifically for Tawana. How do you see incentives for establishing pairs on the GEX with Glitch? Is there any programs to incentivize additional liquidity on the GEX or anything that you can share in regards to that, Tawana?
Thanks, Aram. And thanks for whoever asked the question. I think, well, I believe actually rather, that as long as value is attributable to people who provide liquidity in any way, so fees, for example, or, you know, and they can gain from that, then that should drive that that depository. Now, we argue that our product is trying to be able to handle more ticket sizes, more transactions, larger transactions, etc. So that's really like through Orion's liquidity boost plugin and similar products where it makes sense, especially across different chains, in order to make sure that liquidity is available. So there's competing forces there, but the whole idea is that we prioritize deposits from liquidity providers in order to make sure that they're getting the value that they deserve for providing those assets. That will differ depending on the volume, and principally that volume is going to be coming significantly from great projects that have launched those tokens or coins or coins and tokens that have utility. And if that's the case and those products are sharing revenue, then that volume is always going to be there, and you're going to get large volumes, and therefore the fee attribution to those LP providers will be large. So it sort of snowballs itself, and it's circular in nature. But those are those are the value propositions that I'm talking to. It's around those fundamentals, just to make sure that it's not, it's not just giving out tokens for the sake of giving them out. It's something that's sustainable and therefore will always be there long term, and have some sort of reliability of predicting whether or not I'm going to actually get value from participating in an LP pool. Okay, I don't know if it's going to be called an LP pool. I'm just using that because I assume that's what most people are familiar with. But yeah, I hope that addresses that question. But ultimately, look, as with all products, they're always evolving, and we're always going to be engaging with users. That's part of our internal thesis, is that, look, great products engage and really closely empathize with the users to understand their pain points and what their needs are, and done in a way that's pragmatic and sustainable for both the utility side and the fundamentals, as well as those users. All right.
Cool. I appreciate that response, Tawana, and hopefully the person that answered that question was able to understand right there, right? Okay, cool. And so let's go through one last question before we wrap up tonight's AMA. And so this was around kurtosis. I know a few of you dragged in a little bit late, and this has always been a question that appears every single day. So let's get it off and clear it out now with our CTO, Diego, here. Diego, what's the update in regards to kurtosis and where we're at with the testing? Is there anything that we can share for the community so that they can stay updated?
Yeah, sure. So as I had mentioned before, we are in the process of finalizing the SW, the scope of work for the engagement with them. And at the same time, I mean, that's on the kind of commercial side of things. But on the technical side, we are in the process of onboarding our automated engineer in test, and also our current QA lead is defining the specific test cases that will be automated using kurtosis. So I hope that is clear. I mean, so we have like more than 3,000 test cases. Now those are manual, but those will be converted into the kurtosis framework. Not all of them. I mean, 3,000, it's a lot. So I think that's around 20% of that figure is what we're going to automate. And that process, I mean, the actual coding of those manual tests into automated tests will start as soon as we hire the new engineering test. And that should happen within the next 2 to 3 weeks, approx. I hope that clears up where we are.
Cool, definitely. Thanks, Diego. I appreciate that. And I also have a call with them at some point to talk to them about the marketing side of it. And so so that everyone is clear, when the testing does begin, or when our engagements do begin to ramp up, I believe, I do believe that there will be a social media post shared from both sides in regards to this, and so that'll be the official announcement. Okay, so cool. I appreciate everyone for being here. We don't have any other questions, so thank you all for joining our very first YouTube Live AMA. It has been a blast. It has also been a learning process. So we look forward to facilitating more Glitch Live YouTube AMAs in the future. Make sure to please follow our Twitter channel at Glitch Protocol. Please join our Telegram community as well at Glitch Protocol on Telegram, and join our upcoming Discord channel that will be announced in the next week or so. So again, everyone, thank you so much for joining our live session, and I look forward to facilitating more of these in the future. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone. Thanks.
Bye.